The former world title challenger Samuel Carmona makes his way to the ring here tonight. Of course, best known for that 2022 bout against Julio Cesar Martinez in a bid for the WBC flyweight title. A little bit of an ugly affair in that one that Carmona still believes that he deserved. Tonight he'll vie for a different title, the IBA Pro European title at flyweight. Carmona been busy on the European circuit. Dropped an 8-round decision to Shaka Zoirov in October of last year in Austria, an IBA Champions Night event.
Welcome to the gold corner, the contender from Russia, Artur NAGAPETYAN.
So this is the hard-charging Artur NAGAPETYAN, 24-year-old from here in Moscow. Pro record of 3-0, 0-1 on the IBA Pro circuit, but we last saw him latching his power with a first-round knockout victory over Adamidin Sadikov in December of 2024, the first knockout of his pro career. There with a lot of tough opposition, both conventional and IBA pro bouts in his young career, none tougher than this one here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing for the IBA Pro Flyweight European Championship. Бой санкционирован, sanctioned by IBA, President Umar Kремлев и Федерации бокса России and the Russian Boxing Federation, генеральный секретарь Татьяна Кириенко. Супервайзер IBA Максим Чертиковцев. Судьи у ринга оценивают этот титульный поединок. Сергей Крутасов, Сергей Журкин, оба России, и Валерий Пастухов, Молдова. Ваш судья-хронометрист Михаил Куликов, Россия. И с ударом гонга рефери. And while the bell rings, your referee in charge из Азербайджана Эмиль Гурбаналиев. Для соперников звучат национальные гимны. И первым гимн Испании. 2 national anthems for the opponents and first national anthem of Spain. Спасибо. А сейчас звучит государственный гимн Российской Федерации. And now national anthem of the Russian Federation. Представляю вам соперников и первым боксера в черном углу. Introducing to first fighting out of the black corner. Ему 28 лет, рост 162 сантиметра, вес 50 и 95 сотых килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 12 побед, включая 5 побед нокаутом и только одно поражение. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 28 years old, standing 162 centimeters tall, weighing 50.95 kilograms. His professional record 12 victories, including 5 big wins coming by way knockout and only 1 defeat. Дамы и господа, он четвертьфиналист Олимпийских игр в Рио 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Olympic Games quarter-finalist Rio 2016. Representing Las Palmas, Gran Canaria, Spain, here is Samuel Carmona. Его соперник в золотом углу. His opponent fighting out of the gold corner. Ему 24 года, рост 162 сантиметра, вес 50,6 килограмма, рекорд 3 победы, ни одного поражения, включая одну победу нокаутом. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 24 years old, standing 162 centimeters tall, weighing 50.6 kilograms. Он бронзовый призер чемпионата России 2024, серебряный призер Кубка России 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Russian National Championship Bronze Prize winner and Russian Cup Silver Prize winner. Из Сочи, Россия, приветствуйте, Артур Нагапетян!
Listen to my command. Head up, no holding, no low block. Catch hand, good luck.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape at what could be a flyweight banger between Artur Nagapetyan and the former world title challenger Samuel Carmona.
Box.
Round 1 underway. This one's scheduled for 8. As mentioned, the IBA Pro European title on the line at this weight class. And very early on, you see the roles that these two will assume. Nagapetyan, hard-charging volume puncher, loves to do all of his work from the outside, looks to use foot speed to just bull his way to the inside, switches stances when he gets in there. Carmona be a beautiful boxer from the outside. Sometimes the styles don't quite mesh, as we saw against Julio Cesar Martinez in his one world title outing. Martinez just really didn't cooperate with Carmona in a sense, but Nagapetyan, a different kind of pressure fighter, very persistent. High volume, high contact type of pressure fighter, and he won't do what Martinez did on that night, which at a certain point was just kind of stand in the center of the ring and wait for Carmona to come to him, which resulted in a fairly dreary second half of that fight. Nagapetyan, as you can see, he wants proximity all the time. Carmona is taking a very tough fight here in the IBA. Last time out, we mentioned dropping an 8-round decision to Shaka Zoirov. He also faced Hasanboy Dumatov in a 10-round bout. He dropped both of those fights. The assignment's not getting much easier for him tonight against Nagapetyan. Nagapetyan has been oscillating between IBA Pro and at the amateur realm. He was a finalist at the most recent Russian Cup earlier this year. Now stretch it out over 8 rounds. See if he can keep up this kind of tempo. Carmona's going to need his shoes tied. He wants to deal with the pressure of Nagapetyan here tonight as we're back to action.
Head up, find a head up.
Left hook to the body there from Carmona. Enter the final 20 seconds of round one. High-octane flyweight action here in Moscow. Sharp counter right hand from Carmona a moment ago. Sneaky shot. In a brief moment that Nagapetyan dropped his hands, Carmona found that opening. And Nagapetyan just keeps bringing it.
Он заряжается, будь собран, видишь все удары. Он у него очень медленно все получается. Понял? Не пропускай, не должен, сохраняй себя. И не топи, не топи. Середины раунда начнем. Собрано будет, где защита? Защитные действия.
Second down.
Второй раунд. Round 2.
Box.
Well, if the first round is any indication of what we'll see here tonight, these are two styles that will mesh quite well over 8 rounds. The all-out aggression and pressure of Artur Nagapetyan. The slick counterpunching of Samuel Carmona. Carmona also very willing to engage on the inside. He's not just standing still, just turning this into a you go, I go type of affair, but Carmona also not shying away from the contact, as we see. Question, if this pattern continues, is are the judges acknowledging how many of these shots from Nagapetyan are being caught by the arms and the glove of Samuel Carmona, and to what degree will Nagapetyan get credit for being the aggressor here tonight? Certainly don't expect these dynamics to change. Sharp counter shot there from Carmona, and another one, and that is a danger for Nagapetyan, who likes to switch stances on the inside. You can see Carmona can meet him with counters when he makes that decision. Carmona just waiting for those slip-ups from Nagapetyan, but there you see Carmona when he wants to, initiating the exchange as well. There was a nice hybrid uppercut that connected from Carmona a moment ago. He's looking for those shots through the middle as Nagapetyan continues to lean in. Carmona had an excellent training camp, training alongside Muhammad Mimane, who has his own major fight coming up against Canadian Olympian Artur next week in Montreal on ESPN. As now Carmona switching stances on the inside, ripping a nice left hand to the body. About 20 seconds here of round 2. Volume from Nagapetyan, not stopping. clear counter shots breaking through from Carmona with some regularity through 2 rounds, including a little bit of a late shot there after the bell.
Spine, head up.
Третий раунд. Round 3.
Box. Listen to my command.
Round 3 begins. You see abrasions on the face of both fighters already. A little bit of a nick underneath the eye of Samuel Carmona. Artur NAGAPETYAN touched up a little bit as well. A lot of leather being thrown already through the first 2 rounds. Olympian Samuel Carmona. Even during his amateur days, he was an action fighter as well. Had one of the most entertaining fights of the 2016 Olympic tournament against Ibrahim Martinez in the quarterfinals. That's where he bowed out of that tournament. He lands a nice 2-punch combination up top. We often talk about boxing saving the lives of many of its participants. Carmona lands a good left hook to the body, and Carmona is a prime example of that. He was arrested in 2012 and sent to juvenile court, and the prosecutor on the other side of his case was asking for Carmona to be banned from boxing gyms as he lands a wicked counter right hand there. But the judge in that case said no, in fact, it's boxing that will help Carmona to straighten his life out, and indeed it did. Carmona, now a world-traveled, respected Olympian and world title challenger, found a little bit of a niche here in the IBA, where he says he's been receiving some of the biggest paydays of his career as well. A minute left to go here in round 3. NAGAPETYAN trying to find some answers for this counterpunching and the movement of Carmona other than just sheer persistence. Stablemate of Dmitry Zakharov, who we'll actually see up next here tonight. Zakharov takes on Saeed Jafarov. Both these men have had high-level camps. Trading shots here on the inside. Carmona again getting the better of that exchange. That left hand snapping the head back of NAGAPETYAN. Not a lot of head movement from NAGAPETYAN. You'll see some upper body movement at times. See him switching stances, but the head has been in place.
Перехватывать на своих атаках. И он дает тебе поработать, ты 2 удара и начинаешь контратаковать. Ты должен.
Четвертый раунд, round 4.
So round 4 begins. Probably the toughest night of the career thus far for Artur Nagapetyan. As mentioned, is 3-0 in pro boxing, the only loss in a pro format. Came in an IBA pro fight against Patrick Chinyemba of Nambia. A big 5-round decision to him in that one. Petyan trying to pivot to find a lane for the left hook. Carmona has made that very difficult for him. You see that crouch he enters on the inside. There really just is no lane for a body shot there unless you can wrap it around his elbow. But Carmona now ripping shots through the middle, just catching and shooting on the inside. Trying to come over the top with a home run right hand was Carmona. That one whistled past the face of Nagapetyan that we saw was bloodied in round 3. Corner had some work to do. Crowd now trying to rally the Russian. As Nagapetyan maybe seeing some of his deficiencies exposed here tonight. See why Nagapetyan is so fun to watch. I mean, he's a terrific television fighter. Being a terrific television fighter does not mean that you'll beat a world-class operator, and right now, Carmona just has all the answers. He places another left hand to the body and a right hook to the liver as well. Carmona corner very enthusiastic right now. The final 30 seconds of round 4.
Head up. Head up.
Right hand over the top there from Carmona, and a left hand to the body as well. That body work has been very consistent here in the 4th. Carmona maybe trying to extract from that gas tank of Nagapetyan. No quit in Nagapetyan as he just keeps his hands moving. There was an uppercut that broke through a moment ago.
Ahora tenemos que presionarlo un poco, ¿sabes? Con las manos altas, ¿cómo te sientes el corazón? ¿Bien? Está bien, todo se pasa en la cabeza, ¿sabes? Mira, también, presiónalo cuando te bloqueas por dentro, atrás y al cuerpo. Pero no tiras los golpes con mucha fuerza, con precisión, ¿vale? ¿Ok, sabes? Vale.
Pятый раунд. Round 5.
Round 5 begins. Very different tenor in the opposing corners. Saw the blood on the face of Artur Nagapetyan. Smile on the face of Samuel Carmona. Even maybe get a peek at the tattoo on the lower lip of Samuel Carmona, which is Babule. That's the nickname of his grandfather, who is the man who got him into boxing as a kid. His mother didn't want him to box, thought it was too dangerous, but Grandpa stepped in, convinced the family that young Samuel would go after his boxing dreams, and Carmona left home at a fairly young age to move to Madrid so he could train in earnest. both men using a lot of pivots on the inside. For NAGAPETYAN, those have been somewhat of a liability as Carmona has been there to counter him. Carmona, meanwhile, has had success kind of flowing between stances on the inside. There you see it. Nifty little body shot, then steps back out. For NAGAPETYAN here tonight. His style of just constant tempo and persistence and physicality. One of the bets you make when you employ that kind of style is that at some point your opponent is going to slow down. The problem is that with only 8 rounds, with a fighter like Carmona who's gone 12 rounds in a world championship fight, probability starts to lower. However, one thing working in NAGAPETYAN's favor is that he has undoubtedly been the aggressor in each and every round, and we've seen many, many times throughout boxing history, you see aggression weighted more heavily than all of the other aspects of boxing judging. Having somewhat of a better round here. Carmona comes over the top of the counter left hand.
Понял меня? Собирай. Этажами работаю, как хочешь вырывай. Ясно тебе? Все. Воды. Работать надо. Думай. Газ, полный газ.
Come down.
Шестой раунд, раунд 6.
Back to action and 3 to go. This IBA Pro European title bout between Samuel Carmona and Artur NAGAPETYAN. Training alongside Robert Badalian, the former world amateur silver medalist and Russian national champion. Carmona's been spending a lot of time in that left-handed stance. We saw him operate almost exclusively as a lefty in round 5. You see him open the round up in the orthodox stance before flowing back. Both men switching consistently, and there, NAGAPETYAN giving Carmona a dose of his own medicine there, catching Carmona between that transition with a nice counter right hand.
Good up, Spania.
Work for Carmona, a nice right hand, caught the attention of NAGAPETYAN along the ropes. A little bit of a siege here from Samuel Carmona. Maybe being woken up by that counter right hand that we referenced from NAGAPETYAN. And Carmona, who has been on the end of decisions in the pros and the amateurs that he felt were unjust. Might have it in the back of his mind. Backup plan. Maybe gunning for a knockout here in the final couple of rounds, just in case. The scorecards don't look the way that I'm sure he thinks they look right now. There's a lot of confidence in that Carmona corner, justifiably feeling that they're ahead in this one. Again, Carmona fighting on the road here tonight. Against a fighter who is showing all-out pressure round after round. There from NAGAPETYAN, getting his work done, then stepping out. We'll head into round.
Estamos ganando. Pero tenemos que hacer más. Ok, hermano. Mira, escucha, todo se pasa en la cabeza. Él le duele cuando está. Le duele. Trabaja duro. Vamos. Hermano, no va a estar más atento, hermano.
Седьмой раунд. Round 7.
Box.
As round 7 begins, we saw in the highlight pack there some of the adjustments that NAGAPETYAN has started to make. We referenced earlier in this fight kind of the lack of head movement on the part of NAGAPETYAN. The fact that the feet and the hands were certainly moving. The head was maybe not moving as often as it ought to be. You saw in that highlight pack. NAGAPETYAN started to make Carmona miss. Started to make Carmona whiff on some of those counter shots like that, starting to swim underneath them. One of the hallmarks of NAGAPETYAN during his young career, just been able to, his ability to make opponents uncomfortable. The pace and the physicality, those pivots on the inside, hasn't really been able to make Carmona visibly uncomfortable. But that might be changing right now as Carmona a little bit more stationary. And some momentum may be building from NAGAPETYAN, but as I say that, Carmona back with another one of these sieges and starting to rock NAGAPETYAN back. NAGAPETYAN complaining about a low blow, and I believe he's justified in doing so. And NAGAPETYAN will take a little bit of a breather. Of course, he'll be given 5 minutes. I suspect he will not take all 5 of them. And, oh yeah, that shot is very, very low. And we will get back to the fight here in round 7. Saw the veteran prowess of Samuel Carmona in that sequence about 30 seconds ago, just when it looked like NAGAPETYAN was starting to change the momentum of this fight. Carmona dug deep, came back with a flurry of his own. Oftentimes, the results of fights come down to a couple moments like that. Can you stop the momentum of your opponent when it feels like they're on a roll? The best fighters in the world are adept at doing just that. Just snatching the confidence of their opponent just as it's starting to build. Nice counter shot from Carmona a moment ago, and that one might have had an impact on NAGAPETYAN, who grabs a hold You heard the corner of Carmona. The excitement level starting to build. They feel like Carmona might have hurt him with that shot. Carmona now just ravaging the body of NAGAPETYAN. 10 seconds left here in round 7 as Carmona's now has NAGAPETYAN against the ropes as he is unloading.
Итак, заключительный 8-й раунд. Round 8, the final round.
Eighth and final round of what has, as expected, been a terrific fight between Samuel Carmona and Artur NAGAPETYAN. Carmona trying to come to Russia, cause some heartbreak for NAGAPETYAN here tonight. Flyweights with high punch outputs. Again, Carmona going back downstairs to the body. It looked like he might have had NAGAPETYAN a little bit hurt in that 7th round as now he climbs the ladder. A beautiful counter left hand over the top. Both fighters pivoting, switching stances so often. As simple as the approach of NAGAPETYAN is, which is overwhelm your opponent with volume. There's a lot going on, a lot of connective tissue within that. The problem has been that Carmona has been a little bit more clever in the majority of these rounds as he wraps another left hand around the guard of NAGAPETYAN and does it again after a combination to the body. Punch combination there from Carmona. Trying to build some momentum for NAGAPETYAN, but he has only 30 seconds to make something happen. If indeed it is compulsory for him. As Samuel Carmona finally found a victory here in the IBA. He took another tough assignment here tonight. Has he taken NAGAPETYAN to school? We'll see what the judges think. High-level stuff from both Carmona and NAGAPETYAN here tonight as we look back at some of the highlights from the 8th and final round. IBA European title in the ring.
Церемонии
Will leave
награждения.
Moscow as the
В
IBA
ринге
champion. Let's send it down to the center of the
Генеральный
ring for the
секретарь
official
и
decision.
исполнительный директор IBA. Ladies and gentlemen, for our ceremony, please welcome to the ring IBA Secretary General and Executive Director OBE Chris Roberts. Прежде чем будет озвучен судейский вердикт, аплодисменты обоим воинам! Your applause for the Bulls Boxers! Итак, по завершении титульного боя обратимся к судейским запискам. Ladies and gentlemen, after the end of the title bout, we go to the Georgia scorecards. Сергей Крутасов, 77-75. George Krutasov scored the bout 77-75. Сергей Журкин, 79-73. George Журкин scored the bout 79-73. И Валерий Пастухов, 80-72. George Валерий Пастухов scored the bout 80-72. Таким образом, единогласным решением судей одержал победу и стал чемпионом Европы IBA в наилегчайшем весе. Your winner by unanimous decision and a new IBA flyweight European champion, Samuel CARMONA, Spain.
So Samuel Carmona finally breaks the curse in his IBA career and becomes the IBA European Flyweight Champion. You heard the scores, 77-75, 79-73, and 80-72. A clever boxing performance from Samuel Carmona, and a hard-nosed one as well. A lot of physicality in there tonight. Had to deal with a hard-charging opponent in Artur Nagapetyan.